Often, we confuse self-confidence with the way someone presents themselves to the world. It's common to associate that which we see, the loudspeaker, the one who dominates the conversation, the one who has no hesitation in exposing themselves as the true symbol of confidence. However, this superficial view reveals little about the deep essence of self-confidence. True confidence goes far beyond appearance and external noise. It manifests in quiet, discreet attitudes and the small choices we make daily, away from the spotlight and others' expectations. If you have ever doubted your own confidence because you are not the most extroverted, assertive, or expansive person, this is the moment to look within. Consider the inner strength that is often greater, more solid, and resilient than you imagine. Genuine self-confidence does not need to prove itself loudly. It reveals itself in the calmness with which you face your challenges, in the firmness of your decisions, and in the consistency of your commitment to yourself. One of the first and most powerful proofs of this silent confidence is your ability to listen more than speak. Truly confident people know that listening attentively is not just a demonstration of respect, but a powerful way to acquire wisdom and empathy. It is in careful listening that we find valuable lessons that shape our understanding of the world and strengthen our relationships. Thinking before acting or speaking is a mark of deep internal security that does not depend on the spotlight to exist. On the contrary, it flourishes in calmness, balance, and authenticity. Additionally, accepting your imperfections is a clear sign of self-confidence. In a world that often celebrates perfection and impeccable performance, acknowledging your limitations can seem like an act of courage and authenticity. You do not need to be perfect to value yourself. Instead, accepting your flaws and learning from mistakes demonstrates a rare emotional maturity that strengthens self-esteem and expands inner freedom. This acceptance of one's imperfections is the solid foundation upon which true self-confidence is built. It allows you to act with freedom, authenticity, and without the burden of fear of others' judgment, making way for a fuller and more genuine life. Another important indicator of this inner strength is your ability to set clear boundaries. Knowing how to say no when necessary and respecting your personal space is not just an act of self-care, but a profound demonstration of self-respect. This attitude reveals a courage that does not rely on external approval, but on a commitment to your own well-being. Prioritizing your needs, even if it displeases some people, is a clear manifestation of self-confidence, a clarity about what is acceptable or not in your life, which protects your integrity and emotional health. Self-confidence also manifests in independence from others' approval. Confident people have the ability to make decisions aligned with their personal values without being tied to the constant need for acceptance. This does not mean undervaluing others' opinions, but rather recognizing that your identity and worth do not depend on external validation. This internal security provides the necessary peace to follow your own path, even in the face of criticism, doubt, or rejection. It creates an emotional resilience that helps maintain focus and calmness. Moreover, courage is a hallmark of confident individuals. It is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. Facing challenges, stepping out of one's comfort zone, and moving forward even without absolute certainty are actions that reveal deep and resilient self-confidence. Confident people believe in their ability to learn, adapt, and grow as the path unfolds before them. They understand that error and uncertainty are natural parts of personal evolution. Another aspect that deserves highlighting is the humility present in genuine self-confidence. Contrary to what many might think, believing in oneself does not mean being arrogant or considering oneself superior to others. Humility is recognizing that there is always room to grow, learn, and improve. This humility allows for the acceptance of constructive feedback, recognition of moments of fragility, and the seeking of help when necessary behaviors that can only come from someone who is truly secure in themselves. Finally, true self-confidence is an ongoing process that is strengthened daily. It is not something that is ready-made, nor something that is demonstrated in a single moment of bravery. Rather, it is a journey that involves self-awareness, acceptance, courage, and resilience. Each conscious step taken, each small act of self-love, and each choice made with integrity are bricks that build this silent and powerful confidence. And when you recognize it within yourself, you discover that you do not need to shout to be heard. You just need to be true to yourself. The way you handle time alone reveals much about your self-confidence. Those who feel comfortable in their own company value moments of solitude as true opportunities to reflect, reconnect, and listen to their inner voice. This tranquility in being alone is a clear sign of internal security, as it shows that you do not depend on external distractions to feel complete or happy. Being alone without anxiety or a constant need for validation from others demonstrates an emotional maturity that few achieve. It is a space where you find peace and clarity, away from the noise of the world. Another essential aspect of self-confidence lies in how you receive criticism. Being able to analyze feedback with an open mind, extract what is useful and constructive, and simply discard what makes no sense without letting it emotionally affect you, reveals solid and balanced self-esteem. This indicates that you do not allow negative opinions to define your worth, but rather use criticism as tools for personal growth. This ability requires a clear awareness of your own value and a generous dose of self-compassion, understanding that making mistakes and learning is part of the journey without punishing or devaluing yourself. Moreover, staying true to your values, even in the face of pressure, doubt, and opposing opinions, is perhaps the purest expression of true confidence. This is not stubbornness, but rather authenticity, a quality that only those who fully trust themselves can manifest with calmness and firmness. Confident people walk in harmony with their beliefs because they know that this integrity is the genuine source of inner peace and personal fulfillment. They do not get lost in trends or in seeking others' approval, but remain rooted in their essence. Therefore, if you recognize these attitudes within yourself, know that your self-confidence is much more present than you imagine. This silent and constant strength is the foundation for a life that is more courageous, balanced, and authentic. Confidence is not a fixed state, but a continuous process that grows alongside self-awareness, acceptance, and daily practice. Value your moments of solitude, learn from the criticisms that add value, and never forsake your truth. You are on the right path, building a solid foundation to fully flourish in all aspects of life.